Today is Joseon's rice-feeding ceremony. It marks his official weaning at 6 months old. To celebrate the occasion, Gina invited all her relatives and friends and bought 30 kilograms of pork in advance to treat them. Unlike banquets elsewhere, those in the Nepalese mountains require all guests to help prepare the meal together. Before the guests arrived, Sanjip carried a large jar of rice into the courtyard and washed it carefully. Once the rice was clean, he handed it to Gina. Following tradition, Gina put all the rice into a big pot and began to cook it. Gina's close friends sat beside her, preparing onions and essential seasoning. An average household might not eat 2 onions in one meal, but because there were so many guests, Gina specially prepared a whole sack. While the rice cooked, everyone in the house gathered to process the onions. They carefully peeled them and cut them into bite-sized pieces. Just then a friend's young child, curious and standing too close to the onions, was teary-eyed from the strong fumes. The adults laughed warmly at the sight. As more guests arrived, Gina spread mats on the courtyard ground and placed the previously cooked 3 kilograms of pork onto the mats. She asked relatives to cut the pork into small pieces for later stir-frying. Without hesitation, the relatives got to work. Meanwhile, Gina's friend brought the teary-eyed child into the courtyard to help chop tomatoes. The sweet and sour tomatoes balanced the pork's richness, cutting through the heaviness of the meat, a beloved flavor combination in Nepal. As all the guests joyfully prepared the food together, Gina's elder sister arrived. Since she lived in another city, visiting was rare, so Gina was overjoyed. Right after her sister arrived, thick fog rolled over the mountains, yet the festive mood remained undisturbed. Once the fog lifted, the guests mixed the chopped pork with tomatoes and onions, sprinkling in spices as they stirred. When everything was ready, Gina's cousin took charge of the cooking, stir-frying and simmering the pork in the pot. But because Gina's pot was too small for 30 people, he had to cook the pork in several batches. By the time the food was ready, dusk had fallen. This was when the rice-feeding ceremony reached its highlight. Dressed in a red traditional outfit, Joseon had rice mixed with yogurt, dabbed on his forehead by his father Sanjip. This ritual invoked blessings and protection from the gods. Wishing Joseon a life of health and prosperity, Gina then fed Joseon a spoonful of kyu, a creamy sweet rice pudding simmered with milk and honey. With this first taste, Joseon's life as a Nepalese person officially began.